Welcome to another Tech Help video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I am your instructor, Richard Rost. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to create a product catalog showing multiple images per product. Now, yeah, we're going to cheat and use a customer form with multiple pictures for a customer, but the concept is the same whether you're doing products, customers, employees, properties, whatever you want. It's basically displaying multiple images per record. So if you're doing a product catalog, great. If you want to do an employee and multiple pictures of the employee, whatever. Just wanted to explain why you see, Captain Kirk and Picard there instead of pictures of a product. That's why. Today's question comes from Gillian in Burlington, Vermont, one of my Platinum members. Gillian says, I'd like to create a report that I can print out or send as a PDF to my customers showing each of my products. I've used your technique from the images video to display pictures and not store them in the database. That's great. That works great. However, is there any way I can show multiple images per product? I sell furniture, and sometimes the customer wants to see the same item from multiple angles. Thanks. Well, yes, Jillian, that's definitely something we can do. In the images video, I show you how to display one image per record with a little relationship to a second table and a subform. We can do the same thing with multiple images. So whether you got multiple pictures of a couch or multiple starship captains, either one, it'll work just fine the same way. Okay, so what do we need before we get started? Well, first, go watch my images video if you haven't already. In the images video, I show you how you can display images in your forms and reports without actually storing them in the database. We don't want to store any kind of files, whether they're pictures or Word documents. We don't want to put those things in the database. Don't use attachments. Don't use OLE objects, right? You bloat your database. That's bad. So you watch this video, and that'll show you how to display these things, images, things, right, in your forms and reports. You'll need to understand relationships. We're going to need two tables at least, right? Customers and their images, or products and their images. So go watch my relationships video if you don't know how to work between multiple tables. By the way, these are all free videos. They're on my website. They're on my YouTube channel. There's a link right there. You'll find links you can click on in the description down below the video window that you're watching right now. I know YouTube does a really good job of hiding that, but most of you don't know where it is. It's right down here. See this little more right there? There's the description. Boom. There's all the extra stuff, and here's links down here you can click on. All right, a lot of you don't know that. Some people have said, where do you find all these links? Well, they're down below, right? YouTube hides it with that little more link. All right, what else you got to know? You should know how continuous forms work, right? Continuous forms is where you can have multiple records at a time in a form as opposed to a single form with just one record. We're going to use grouping levels in reports, so go watch my grouping video. That's where you can group stuff together in a report. We're going to group all the pictures together under the customer or under the product. And because I know some of you are going to ask me because your images are going to look like crap, I got a video on fixing poor quality images in your reports. See the difference here? Right? There's a video on that too. Okay, so here's my product catalog database. Now, this is a copy of my Tech Help free template. You can grab a copy of this off my website. It's free. Okay? Yeah, I know I renamed it the product catalog. That's fine. All right, and in here we got a customer table. It's got all of our customer information, and here's the customer form. Now, like I said in the beginning, we're going to cheat. Okay, I know, Jillian, you want to do products and images. It doesn't matter if it's customers and images or properties and image, whatever you want to do. All right, it's the same thing. So we're going to do multiple, let's call them multiple profile pictures for a particular customer. Okay. Now, in the images video, I showed you how to store an image right here, where you store the file name of the image in the customer form. But if you want multiple ones, then you've got to set up a second table with a one-to-many relationship. So let's go to Create. Table design, we're going to create a picture table, right? So we need a picture ID. That's our primary key. And then we need a customer ID. That's a number of type long integer. That's our foreign key, right, from the relationships video. That's how we know what customer this picture belongs to. Now, we don't store the actual picture itself in here. All we store is the file name. And that'll be short text. Now, one of two ways you can do this. You can store the complete file name with the whole path, right? C:\/ my documents / whatever.jpg, okay? Or you can set up a single folder and you can store all of your pictures in that folder, and then all you have to store is the file name itself instead of the full path. I'm going to do the later. I'm going to do the second option, okay? Because I don't think I showed you that in the images video. Yeah, I just double checked. We do the full path in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to minimize this for a minute, and I'm going to create a folder out here. New folder, and let's call this images. Okay, and I'm specifically going to have my images folder underneath the folder that my database is in for a reason. I'll explain why in a minute. Now, right now, everything's sitting on my desktop, so that database folder is my desktop, but I could easily move this later on if I want to. Okay, we'll talk more about this in a few minutes. Now, in this images folder, I'm going to put some images. Now, what images you put in your images folder, that's completely up to you. I'm going to put a bunch that I already saved. I'm going to copy and paste them right there. There's my images. All right, and I'll go to view, and then we'll go to medium icons so you can see what they are. There they are. All right, got some Kirk. All right, Paramount, please don't sue me. I love Star Trek. Okay, I got some other ones for me. So, all right, so these are all in my images folder. It's the only folder we're going to need. Okay, let's go back to the database now. All right, so let's save this guy. This will be my picture table, so picture T. All right, primary key, yes. If you want to do this for multiple things, like you want to have multiple pictures for your customers, do it, call it customer picture T. If you want to do products, then call it product picture T. That's what I do when I got a form, or excuse me, a table that's based on another table. Okay, all right. Let's close that. Now we need to make a form that's going to be our subform. So right over here, we're going to have it, right? It's going to look just like this when we're done. A little subform, a continuous subform inside our customer form to put our pictures in. Oh, someone's beaming in. All right, so let's close that, and we're going to go over here. I already have a continuous form. All these ones here with the little underscores in front of them, those are from my blank template. If you watched my other videos, you know my blank template, how I built that, right? If not, go watch this, okay? Yeah, I jump around a lot. That's why I got complete courses. You can start from the beginning and go through to the advanced stuff without jumping around a lot. But the tech help videos, I jump around a lot. That's just how I have to do it. All right, so we're going to take continuous, and we're going to copy, paste, Control-C, Control-V. We're going to call this picture F. That's my picture form. Right there, we're going to right-click, Design View. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to delete these labels. We don't need them. I'm going to delete that. We don't need it. We're going to slide that to the left, get rid of the form header and footer. Let's bind this guy to its data source, right? Record source is going to be picture table. Okay. All right, now in here, this is going to have the file name in it, and then we're going to put the little picture right next to it. All right, in the form, we just need to be able to browse, right, so we can add pictures to it. The report's what you want to make look nice. So let's drop our picture control. Okay, we're not going to do it from over here with insert image. We're going to grab the picture control from in here. Okay, image control right there, and draw a box like that. Okay, now when this thing opens up, we're going to cancel it. Okay, and then we can slide this over like that. Let's make this a little bit taller. So this is kind of in the middle like so. Okay, now this guy's bound to picture table. This is going to be our file name. So let's change the control source to file name. I'm going to copy and paste that, make that the name. Okay. Now this guy here, we can call that picture, the name of it. Okay. Now the control source is going to be file name, but the file name is going to be in that images folder underneath the current database folder. Okay, how do we do that? All right, this is something that's a little more advanced. I usually cover this in my developer classes, so you guys are getting something cool here. Ready? All right, so control source. I'm going to zoom in so you can see this better. Shift F2. All right, so I want file name, but I want file name in that images folder. Now, normally I would say C:\/ wherever my desktop was. So let's say users, right? Richard, desktop, whatever. Okay. And then I can tack on the file name. That's called string concatenation. All right. That's adding the file name field onto the end of this string. But I don't know where the database might happen to be in the future. If you move it, I don't want to have to rename all these things throughout my database. So there's a special variable in Access. It's called CurrentProject.Path. Right there is the folder that your database is sitting in. Okay? Onto that, we're going to tack on images, because we made an images folder under that, right? And then the file name. So that's going to replace C:\/ users, Richard, desktop, whatever. Okay, add images, and then file name. Now, in front of all this, we need an equal sign, just because we do. All right, hit OK. Hit tab. Now that's the cool trick for today. That's really neat. Okay. All right, so save that, close it, and now open up the picture F. Okay. Now, type in here one of your file names. Like I know I got Kirk.jpg and hit tab. Boom, there's Kirk. Do that, and then type in Picard.jpg. Boom. See, where are those file names coming from? Well, they're in my images folder. Okay, there's Kirk, there's Picard, right? There's my little trash pig. See, trash pig. It's a trash pig. Never heard of a trash pig? Okay, anyway, anyways, so that gets the file out of that folder. And if you move your database anytime in the future, as long as you've got an images folder underneath it, that's all you got to do. Now, if you want to be able to click a button and pick that, I do cover that. That is covered in the images video in the extended cut for the members. All right, there's a little VBA code and a button that we can click on and browse for the file name. All right, that requires a little bit of programming, but I do cover that. So if you want that functionality, there's a reason right there to become a member, right? Silver members and up get access to all of these extended cut videos. But for now, the rest of us, we'll just have to type in the file names. Okay, anyways, so we're going to delete those for now because we're not finished yet. All right. All right, what I have to do now is I have to take that form and put it in here as a subform. So design view. All right, just to make things easier, I'm going to delete some fields we don't need. I'm going to delete that stuff. We could take notes and slide it down under here. And we could take these buttons and drop them under here. Like there. Come here, sit. And this doesn't have to be that big. Okay. All right, now we got plenty of room for our subform. Why does it have to be a subform? Well, because the subform is going to make that relationship so we know whose pictures it is, right? Just typing in those pictures, we're filling in the file name, but the customer ID is going to stay 0. That's what the subform does. Okay, with no extra work. Access does that for us automatically. We'll just take this picture form, click, drag, drop, right there. All right, delete that label that comes in with it, slide it up here. Slide that down like that. Okay, save it. Now, if you look at the properties for this subform, you'll see right there on the Alt tab, link master fields, link child fields. Access saw that we have a customer ID in both of these tables, right? This is based on the customer table. This is based on the picture table, and it found customer ID in both of them, so it created that link for us. And you don't even have to have the customer ID field on this form. It just makes that relationship. It's a really cool thing. All right, save it, close it. All right, let's go to our customer form now. Here's me. I got some pictures for me. I got Rick.jpg. Boom, there's me. And I'll do the ALZ.jpg for me. Boom. And fine, I'll do the trash pig. I'm the trash pig. There we go. Oh, trash pig didn't come in. Oh, trash pig's a PNG. That's why. You got to know your file names, right? Trashpig.png. So notice if you put the file name in wrong, it just doesn't show anything, which is okay. There's the trash pig. Okay, go to someone else. Here's James Kirk, right? We got Kirk1, or just Kirk.jpg. And we got Kirk2.jpg. God, right? And we got 1701.jpg. There's his enterprise. Okay, and let's go to another one. There's Deanna. No, we don't have any pictures of Deanna. Oh, Jean-Luc, I got Picard.jpg. And I got 1701D.jpg. There we go. Okay, so there we go. And if we go between these, you'll see there's everybody and their pictures. That's how you can store the locations, not the file, not the pictures themselves. Okay? You can store the locations and display those images for different people. Now, how do we put this into a report? That's what you really want, right? You want to put this in a report. Now, to do the report, I'm going to use the same technique that I used in my invoicing video. If you haven't watched it, go watch it if you want to. You don't have to. It's not really a prerequisite, but I'll use the same technique where we have, groups of information, like all this is the details and this is the order information. Right? We'll do the same thing where this will be the customer information and down here will be the pictures. Okay, so go watch this if you want to. What you really want to watch is this grouping video. Okay, this is the one you really should watch. Okay, we're going to use grouping levels to do this. All right, so first we need a query. Create. Query design. We're going to bring everything together in a nice query. I need my customer table. Double click on that, right? It was giving me a hard time for a second there. And then double click on the picture table, all right? And these things are brought together. Now, If you want to make sure you see all of the customers in this report, whether or not they have pictures, then make sure that you make this an outer join. Double click on that line and pick that, right? Show all the records from customer table and only the records and picture tier are joined, and you'll get that little line there. That's called an outer join. Again, guess what? Got a video for that. Wrote a song about it. Want to hear? Here it goes. All right? Watch this if you want to know more about that. If you only want to see records that have pictures, then go back to a normal join, which is this one here, which I'm going to do. All right, I only want to print in my, let's say, my customer catalog, all right, my picture catalog. I only want to see customers that have pictures. If they don't print them. Okay, now I'm going to bring in the stuff that I want to see in this report. Whatever you want to see in your catalog. So maybe customer ID, first name, last name, maybe email address, and then the picture. Okay, do you need the picture ID? No, unless you want to display it. Right? I'm assuming you'll have more stuff in your picture. Maybe your picture IDs will have, serial numbers or what, I don't know, whatever. Actually, the serial number would probably be part of the product. So whatever stuff you want to see about the picture, other than the file name, bring that over here too. And if you run that, this is what you get. All right, there's all of my pictures. There's Jimmy Kirk's pictures, and there's Jean-Luc's pictures. Okay, and then we're going to group this stuff based on customer ID and show the individual pictures below it. So let's save this query. We'll call this our customer product. Come on, I can't type today. Customer product queue. Right, my customer product query. All right, close that. Now we're going to make a report based on that query. Now I've already got a report, my blank report that's already sized out, and it's got all this, the cool stuff, the margins and everything that I like. So I'm going to use that guy. We're going to copy and paste you. Copy, Control C, Control V. We're going to call this my customer product. I'm so used to typing project. Product R. All right, there it is. Right click, design view. First thing we're going to do is bind it to its data source. Double click here to bring up the properties. We're going to change the record source to that customer product queue. Okay, we can close that for now. And this guy's already all set. It's out to the 8 inches there because we got a 1/2 inch total margin left and right. Now, for right now, I don't need a report footer. I don't need a page header. I don't need a page footer. All this stuff, we can just shrink that. What I do need is a grouping level. All right, let me show you what we got right now. If we go to add existing fields, all right, I'm going to bring in, let's say this stuff. Let's just bring everything in. Bring everybody in. Everybody to the party. Okay, that's what we got right now. And I keep this guy around as a format painter thing, so I can just go copy, right? And then double click on that and then go paste, 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 paste. It gets rid of the border and it sets the colors and everything I like. That's the only reason I keep you around. You can now go bye-bye. Okay, so this stuff here is going to be in the group, and this is going to be in the detail section. But watch if I just do this without a group, right? If I right-click now, go to print preview. Okay, this is what I get. And we have to obviously put a picture in here, right? You can see I get each record repeats. That's what the grouping header is for. Okay, so design view. All right, go to group and sort. This is the grouping level. Add a group. What are we going to group on? We're going to group on customer ID. All right, from smallest to largest, click more. Make sure you have with a header section on. Do you need a footer section? No, probably not. Okay, now I could take this stuff and move it into the header like that. Say I just clicked and dragged it. Or you can cut and paste it, whatever you like, whichever you prefer. Whatever floats your boat. Okay, now when I save that and print preview it, it looks a lot better now, right? There's one bit of data for the customer, and then it repeats all the file names. That's what a grouping level does. Okay, group all of Jean-Luc stuff, all of James Kirk stuff together, and there's the related records. Okay, back to design view. All right, let's close this pane down here. Now, be careful. I hate this about it. One of my pet peeves with Access. That X and that X are so close to each other. This deletes the grouping level. This closes the pane. I hate that. Microsoft, change this. Do something better, okay? Because I've accidentally deleted grouping levels so many times. Close that to just close the pane down on the bottom. All right. Now we could go through the toolbox and put the picture down here just like we did before with all that stuff and put the control source in. Or we could just copy the one we already got, right? Go to your picture form, design view, copy, come over here, click, paste. There it is, same thing. Okay, do we even need this file name in here? No, not really. Delete it. Okay, and then make this as big as you want it to be. So you got your pictures right there. All right, and this, you could probably clean this up a little bit. Do you want to see customer ID? That's up to you. That's your call, right? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get rid of customer ID. I'm gonna get rid of all these labels. I'm gonna get rid of last name, and I'm gonna do this. Watch. I'm gonna say this is going to be, let's call the name full name. And what's the control source going to be? I'm going to zoom in. It's going to be equals first name and a space and last name. See what I did? That's a little string concatenation, putting two strings together, right? Again, if you don't know about string concatenation, I got a video for you. Go watch that one. Okay, and then maybe we'll put their email address like underneath like this. And you know, while we're at it, let's make this nice and big. Let's do format. Let's go 20 point. I don't know, something large. Right? Maybe bigger. Let's go 26 point. Bold. Right? Email can be smaller underneath it. And then we'll do that. Put the picture underneath there. Right? Okay. Save it. Let's print preview it. And there we go. It's looking better. See what I mean, though, about it looking washed out? Go watch that video. It teaches a fix about that. You basically have to convert these to bitmaps. Okay? One thing I don't necessarily like is I don't like the fact that it's got an alternating background color behind it. See? I don't like that, so let's get rid of that. Right-click, Design View, open up the Properties for the Detail section, go to Format, and then, okay, this one's got the no color. Oh, it's the header, the customer header. Yeah, change that to no color. I talk about that in my blank video too. And if you want to display each customer on its own page, you can force a new page after the customer is displayed. You have to turn on the customer ID footer. Go back to your grouping levels. See this thing here, right? Go to More. Say with a footer section right there. With a footer section. All right. Close this thing again. Don't delete it. Close it. Now you got a customer ID footer down here. We're not actually going to use the footer for anything except we want one of its properties. Double click and go force new page after section. So each time a customer is displayed, it'll force a new page. You basically get each product or each customer or whatever on its own page. Save it, right click, print preview, boom, there you go. There's Richard Rost, my 3 pictures, James Kirk, his 3 pictures. I love that. All right, and then Jean-Luc Picard and his pictures. Make it so, right? Now, right now, when you open up this product report or customer, I did customer product, didn't I? Yeah, customer. This should be customer picture. I did the whole video, and nobody. You guys got to raise your hand and say something. This should be customer picture. I'm thinking of Gillian's question in my brain, and I've got picture on the mind. This should be customer picture, not customer product. And you know what? That's it. That's actually easy to fix, because watch this. If it close this. If I rename this, because what do we got in here? That's all fine. I can rename this, and Access is nice because it will rename anything that refers to that. Customer picture queue, and this can be customer picture R. You guys got to say something, man. All right? And now right click and print preview, and it should automatically get that. It doesn't work with your VB code, by the way. If you are at the developer level, Access does not go through and rename any VB code, but it will generally catch changes in names of tables, queries, and stuff like that, and fix any related objects. Okay? Now, what I was going to say before I realized that I goofed up, if you want to print only one customer at a time, like let's say you want to go into the customer form and go to Captain Kirk and then hit print and just print him, then go watch this video, right? Open a report to a specific record, and you just open it up to customer whatever ID. I cover that in this video. All right, I'm not going to go through it all again here. Again, you'll find links to all of these things down below. Now, one more thing to talk about. You got a nice little report here. Okay? What if you want these things to show up in columns? What if you want it to look like this? This is what we're going to be covering in the extended cut. I'm going to show you how to use a subreport and make different columns in here. So you're not wasting all that space with, one picture per line. You can have multiple columns of pictures in here. All right, it's more of like a product catalog, right? And if you want to learn even more than that, in my Access Developer 38 class, I show you how to do multiple columns in that subform. That's tricky and it involves some programming. Here's my developer database, right? We got a little add button down here. You click add, you pick your picture, right? There's me. Hit OK. It adds it in there, right? Add another one. Let's say I'm the trash pig. Okay. Do that. Puts it right in there. Add another one. Let's put in the Access Learning Zone. See? Okay. Want to edit one of them? Just click on it. Right? You can delete it right here. I'll say no. Okay. Go to the next person. Here's Jimmy Kirk, right? Add. Pick Kirk. Hit OK. See? Want to edit that one? Click on it. All right. This is the developer version. The tough part is doing the multiple columns in this form. Getting multiple columns to display this way. That's the tough part. That involves a significant amount of programming, and I do cover that in Access Developer 38. But if you just want to learn how to do the multiple columns in the report, that's pretty easy, and honestly, it doesn't involve any programming whatsoever. So, if you want to be able to print out reports like this, sign up, become a member. Silver members and up get access to all of my extended cut videos. Gold members can download these databases. And you get access to my code vault with lots of cool VB code in it. And everybody gets a free class every month. Right? If you're a silver member, you get a free beginner class. If you're an expert member, you get up to the expert levels. Or if you're a gold member, you get expert level. Platinum members get up to the developer level. Lots of you are members, but so few people get their free classes. You just got to come to my website. Tell me who you are. Set up an account for free. And there you go. Okay, hope you learned something. We'll see you next time. How do you become a member? Click on the Join button below the video. After you click the Join button, you'll see a list of all the different membership levels that are available, each with its own special perks. Silver members and up will get access to all of my extended cut tech help videos, one free beginner class each month, and more. Gold members get access to download all of the sample databases that I build in my tech help videos, plus my code vault, where I keep tons of different functions that I use. You'll also get a higher priority if you decide to submit any tech help questions to me, and you'll get one free expert class each month after you've finished the beginner series. Platinum members get all the previous perks, plus even higher priority for tech help questions, access to all of my full beginner courses for every subject, and one free developer class each month after you finish the expert classes. These are the full-length courses found on my website, not just for Access, too. I also teach Word, Excel, Visual Basic, and lots more. You can now become a Diamond sponsor and have your name or company name listed on a sponsors page that will be shown in each video as long as you're a sponsor. You'll get a shout-out in the video and a link to your website or product in the text below the video and on my website. But don't worry, these free tech help videos are going to keep coming. As long as you keep watching them, I'll keep making more, and they'll always be free. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and post any comments you may have. I do try to read and answer all of them as soon as I can. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, which is completely free, and click on the bell icon to select all to receive notifications when new videos are posted. Make sure you click the Show More link down below the video to find additional resources and links. You'll see a list of other videos, additional information related to the current topic, free lessons, and lots more. YouTube no longer sends out email notifications when new videos are posted, so if you'd like to get an email every time I post a video, click on the link to join my mailing list. Even if you don't want to become a member, feel free to donate to my tip jar. Your patronage is greatly appreciated and will help keep these free videos coming. I got puppies to feed. Now, if you have not yet tried my free Access Level 1 course, check it out now. It covers all the basics of Microsoft Access. It's over 4 hours long, and I just updated it for 2021. You can find it on my website or on my YouTube channel. I'll include a link below that you can click on. And also, if you like Level 1, Level 2 is just $1. Yep, that's all, $1, and it's free for all members of my YouTube channel at any level, even supporters. Want to have your question answered in a video just like this one? Visit my tech help page on my website. You can send me your question there. While you're on my site, feel free to stop by the Access Forum. Lots of good conversations happening there. Be sure to follow my blog, find me on Twitter, and of course, YouTube. Once again, my name is Richard Ross. Thank you for watching this Tech Help video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you learned something today. I'll see you again soon.